Here is 4 things that you need to avoid if you want to run a successful SMMA social media marketing agency. Hey, my name is Liv. I'm 21 years old and I'm currently running my own SMMA while traveling a little bit all around the world. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 4 extremely important things if you actually want to have a successful marketing agency and not just something that it's okay, but maybe eventually dies overnight because, well, you're not growing. And make sure to stick to the end because I'm going to be sharing some really amazing tips with you, and I'm also going to let you in on something that can help you scale your agency a lot faster than you think is possible. All right, let's get into it. So I have shared my screen with you right here, as you can see. And you need to avoid these 4 things at all costs in SMMA. And now I'm actually going to be sharing with you how you are going to build a successful agency. Not just an agency that dies overnight or an agency that's going okay for the first couple of months, but you are not really getting to a point where you can actually scale because you are constantly running into different types of problems. You can't sign enough clients, you can't get enough meetings, and your service delivery might not be that good, so you're also losing your clients. Well, these tips are going to help you solve all of these problems and help you scale your agency to 10, 20, 30, or even plus 50K per month, whatever your goal looks like. So let's get into it. All right, so here we actually have the first one, and this is probably something that you have heard before, and don't hop off the video yet because I know this is something you've heard probably a lot of times before and it might sound a bit boring, but trust me, it is so important and I want to talk about it. So niche hopping. Well, we've all heard that we need to pick a niche and all of that stuff, but there is still a lot of people who actually don't really understand how important it is, and most importantly, why it's important to actually choose a niche and stick to it. So of course, there's nothing wrong with switching a niche if you have good reasons for doing it. Like, as an example, if the numbers just doesn't add up in the niche that you're currently in, or if there's just a really good reason why to switch. But most of the times, agency owners are not switching because there's a good reason. It's mostly a pain avoidance thing. Okay, first of all, lack of expertise development. So sticking to a specific niche allows you to develop deep expertise and understanding of your market, and this is so important. Niche hopping, on the other hand, prevents you from becoming an expert in any one area, which can dilute your value proposition to clients. What this basically means is that if you choose one niche, not 2, not 3, one niche, and the more you can niche it down, the better, because that actually allows you to become such a great expert in the small area that you have chosen, which means that when you approach potential clients, when you're on sales call and all of this, you will seem like a person with so much more expertise than any other person or any other agency in the market, and that gives you such a huge advantage. Okay, so what else can we talk about? Branding and reputation. Consistency in your niche helps building a strong brand identity and reputation. So frequently changing niches can confuse potential clients about your core strengths and areas of expertise. So if you're talking to a potential client and they want to know how much expertise, how much knowledge do you actually have in their industry, in their specific niche, and you're like, well, I've been in this niche for a couple of months or anything like that, or maybe you're even saying that actually I'm both working with people in the dental niche, I'm also actually working with a couple of people in the real estate niche and all of that stuff, that just doesn't seem very serious. I mean, you can probably sign a couple of clients with it. I'm definitely not saying that, but it will make it so much harder for you to actually sign high quality clients that actually believes in you. Because ask yourself, who would you rather work with? A person who works with agency owners, real estate agents, coaches, or would you choose one that only works with agency owners and that have specialized in agency owners and working with agencies for, let's just say, 5 years? I would definitely go with the one who specializes in the area because, well, first of all, it just builds up so much more trust and authority. So yeah, I think it pretty much speaks for itself, but you know what I mean. The last thing I want to touch on is efficiency. So focusing on one niche allows you to streamline your processes and strategies, leading to increased efficiency. Niche hopping requires constantly learning new market dynamics, which can be extremely time consuming and inefficient. So by switching niches and working with different types of clients in different niches makes everything so much harder for yourself, and it's gonna be so much less scalable. So if you're working with different niches, different types of clients, that will basically give you multiple different products and multiple different businesses. And as you might imagine, that makes everything so much harder for you. And trust me when I say, it's gonna be so much less scalable and you're gonna make less money. Plus, you're gonna make things harder for yourself overall. This is not just something I'm saying because, I kind of have to say it because that is what everyone else says. It is actually quite serious, because if you want to get success and if you want to make things so much more easy for you and makes things so much more scalable for yourself, you need to pick a niche and you need to stick to it. Really important. All right, let's hop on to the next one. Inconsistency and procrastination, or procrastination. I hate that word, but it's important. So first up, we have trust and reliability. Clients expect consistent results and communication. Inconsistency and procrastination can lead to missed deadlines and poor performance, eroding trust. So inconsistency and procrastination is so important things when you're trying to build up your own business. And this is something that we might not talk about a lot because it's maybe a bit boring and you're like, well, I just want to do it my own way. But when you are consistent and when you do what you have promised to do, and when you're completely honest and transparent all the way through, you're going to build up a lot more trust with your clients, which of course in the end will make your clients love you more and they will stay with you for longer, which will make you earn more money. So in terms of long-term strategy, social media marketing often requires time to see results, and inconsistency are not giving strategies enough time to work. And this can actually lead to abandoning potential successful campaigns. So when I'm talking about a long-term strategy and being consistent, it's because no matter what you do in your business, it requires you to really give things time. And here I'm both talking about what you do for yourself in your agency, but also what you do for your clients. So let's just separate it into two. What you do for yourself. Here I'm talking about, are you actually allowing the strategies in terms of booking enough meetings for yourself in your agency to take enough time for it to work? As an example, let's say you're doing cold emails and you're testing a certain copy, a certain email copy, right? If you're only testing that out for, let's say, a week or two, and you're like, oh my God, it's not getting any results, I have to change it. And then immediately you just go ahead and change things because you're not seeing immediate results. Well, that's just gonna hurt you all the way through. Systems and strategies needs time to prove that they work. So it's hard to come up with a certain period of time, right? But I would say that you need at least 1 month to see if things are working out. So with something like sales calls, you need at least 30 sales calls to see if your strategies are working. And let's say that, okay, now you've had 30 sales calls and your sales conversion rate is still really bad. Okay, then it's probably time for you to change something. But here, it's so important that you're not changing 2 or 3 or 5 things at a time. You only have to change one thing at a time. Because if you change multiple things at once, and then eventually your email copy and your outreach strategies and everything, or your sales calls and everything like that suddenly starts to work out and work better, well, you have no idea what change actually made the cause, right? So let's say that you've had 30 sales calls, your sales conversion rate is pretty low still, and then you end up changing your script, you end up changing your sales deck or anything like that, right? You end up changing your questions that you ask the lead. Then you have changed 3 things. And then, okay, let's say that after 30 more sales calls, now your sales conversion rate is suddenly a lot higher. Well, that's good, but you have no idea what of the 3 things that you changed actually made it work. It could be all three of them, but it could also only be one. And maybe one of the other ones actually made it perform worse. So I hope you get the point, right? It is so important that all the way through, you are only changing one thing at a time. And this is for your sales calls, this is for your outreach methods, this is for your service delivery, it's for every goddamn thing. Only change one thing at a time. Okay, let's move on. So, professional growth. Regular engagement and consistent effort are the key to professional development and learning. So procrastination hinders this growth and it can lead to stagnation in skills. So yeah, this pretty much explains itself. I feel like when you are being consistent and when you're actually doing the things that it takes to grow your business, you are gonna grow. Like, you cannot fail. If you're actually being consistent, if you're putting in the work and the effort, then you're gonna get success. It's as simple as that. Of course, you're gonna have some strategies and some processes that are not working. And then when it's not working and when you've tested it out for, like, let's just say 30 days and it's not working and you've put in enough effort to prove it, you're changing one thing and then you're doing that until you make it work. Then you're gonna have success and that's it. So what I pretty much wanna say about this is all about not letting things take the time to work and not putting in the work to find the right strategies, okay? Building a business is hard and it takes time, it takes energy, and it takes effort. And that's just the way it is. You have to be willing to put in the work and the effort, and you also have to let things take time, okay? All right, because otherwise you're just gonna end up like this guy on the picture right here, and you don't wanna do that. All right, let's move on to the third thing, which is authority problems. And let me tell you something, this is something that I have been struggling so much with, and you don't want to be doing the same. I don't know if it's like a girl's problem, but I also feel like some guys probably have the same problem. Me, I'm like very much introverted. I don't really like taking a lot of authority, especially not in the past. And I'm kind of a small mouse. I'm very small, I'm a quiet person, right? Kind of introverted. I hope you know what I mean. So, authority problems. So let's touch on client confidence. If an SMMA doesn't establish authority in its field, it might struggle to gain the confidence of potential clients. Authority is often associated with trustworthiness and expertise, right? So what I'm talking about here is that your clients need to have faith in you. They need to have the confidence that you can actually deliver the service that you're promising to deliver, that you have the authority because you're a good business owner and you know exactly what you're doing, and they have to really believe that. And that starts as soon as you hop on the sales call with them. I would actually even argue that it starts even in your outreach. Like, if you have really poor outreach methods, if you're sending like 2 lines email outreach or anything like that, it just puts you in a position where you're not showing a lot of authority. You're kind of, let's just take the email example. If you're sending out the first initial email outreach message and it's only like 2 lines, something like, "Hey John, I just wanted to let you know that I'm running a marketing agency and I'm really confident that I can help you. Would you be interested?" That's extremely bad. Like, who's gonna respond to that? And well, if they are gonna respond and if they actually are interested, they're still gonna remember how you approach them in the first case, right? So it's just really important that you seem very professional and you seem like a person they can actually trust and have confidence in, right from the start and all the way through. I also want to take this over to something like giving them some checkups and check-ins. Like, basically what that means is that if something is not going as you or the client wants it to go, like if the results are not really that good 1 month or something like that, you need to be completely transparent with that. And you need to just be upfront with them. You need to tell them that, hey, okay, so the results are not as good this month because of this and this and this. And this is what I am doing to make it better. And trust me, I'm working my ass off to give you the best results. Because if you're just transparent and honest all the way through, the clients will also believe you and they will trust you and they will have the confidence that you are actually working your ass off to make things work for them. Because if an agency owner is just not very transparent, if the results is not as good as you want them to be, but you're just acting like you don't really care and you're not really telling them about it, they're just gonna feel like, oh my God, I'm getting scammed. So you really don't want to do that. Okay, influence and persuasion. A lack of authority can reduce your ability to influence your audience and persuade potential clients to take desired actions. So if you represent yourself as a really high authority and some person that are trustworthy and that your clients can actually have confidence in you, they are also going to trust you more with whatever decisions they might need to take in the future. As an example, if you ask them, hey, would you like to try out this strategy? Then they are going to be more likely to respond yes if you have high authority and if you have done a good job, right? If you have put yourself in the right authority position right from the start. I hope it makes sense. Networking and partnerships. Other businesses and influencers are more likely to collaborate with agencies that have established themselves as authorities in their field. Pretty much self-explanatory. I feel like, I guess you know exactly what I mean. So this is just very important. You don't want to have low authority. And another reason why I'm telling you this is because I have had really low authority. So this is because up until now, pretty much I have been a person who is very people pleasing. So I pretty much want to do everything I can for my clients. Like, kind of like if they say, oh, I actually need a website, I would just be like, oh my God, I'm just gonna make one for free for you. And you don't want to do that. You want to get paid the right amount for the service and the things that you deliver. You have to know your worth, and that is so important. As an example too, we have actually also been scammed by 2 clients. And this is all about authority. That is because I have not set the tone right from the start on the sales call. So as an example, I could have had a sales call where they need to pay an upfront fee of, let's just say, $1,000, right? And then I would just be too kind. As an example, if they ask me, oh, I don't really have $1,000 right now, can I maybe just wait 2 weeks or something? Then I would just be like, oh, okay, yeah, of course you can wait 2 weeks. And then I would never see that $1,000 ever. And the same goes for if they say something like, oh, can I please split up the payment like half now and half later? Then yes, that is fine. They can do that. But if I let them do it, it is crucial that I am so stubborn and I'm really clear about the requirements for that. So as an example, I could say something like, yes, totally fine. Let's say $500 now and $500 after 30 days. But I have to let you know that doing this is not something we do normally. This is a very special occasion, so I need you to know that it's completely fine with me if it means that we get to work together. But you also have to know that you're gonna pay $500 now and $500 after 30 days, and the setup fee is non-refundable. And I have to trust that the second payment is also going to go through. If it's not going to go through, we're gonna stop everything and we can't work together anymore. I have to trust that we can trust each other on this, okay? Okay, so that probably sounded a little bit confusing, but you get the point. It's so important that you state your authority and that you do not allow anyone to scam you, okay? It's so important. So let's head over to the next one. All right, service delivery. This is something I know so many agency owners are struggling with. And this is something we have been struggling with in my agency as well, of course. And we have actually pretty much figured it out, and we have found some really good methods at this point. So this is why I feel like I can touch on this with you guys. So service delivery, client satisfaction and retention. Poor service delivery can lead to dissatisfied clients, negatively affecting retention and word of mouth referrals. So, well, it's very simple, right? If you don't have a good service, you cannot retain your clients. You're going to have clients that are not satisfied and they are going to be really pissed at you. And yeah, they're just going to leave you and it's not going to be nice for anyone. Also to say that if you're not providing a good service, you're never going to have client referrals, which is a really, really good thing to have. And you're also never going to get client testimonials, client video testimonials or anything like that. So it is so important that your clients are satisfied. Quality of work. Effective service delivery ensures that the quality of work remains high. So inconsistent or poor delivery can lead to subpar results and damage the agency's reputation. So you don't want to be one of those agencies that have a really bad reputation and have a ton of bad Trustpilot reviews or anything like that. You don't want to do it. So it's important that you do whatever you can to provide a good service. And not to say, listen to me, because you are not going to be able to get every one of your clients amazing results, and that's okay. But if you have a client, you just can't make it work. The results are bad and you're doing everything you can, but it's just not working out. You have to be transparent about it to your client. You have to let them know, totally transparent, that I'm so sorry about this. I'm doing everything in my power to make this work because I want it to work as much as you do. But honestly, I just can't make this work. And I have tried everything in my power. So if you want to continue with me, that's totally fine. But otherwise, we might need to cancel this partnership. So what I can do for you is I can refund your payment and we can get this over with. And that's it. End the partnership if you really have done everything you can in your power to make it work, but you couldn't. It's just so important that you are very transparent, because no one is going to leave a bad review of you if you have really proven to your clients that you have done everything in your power to make it work. And, just being honest and trustworthy and transparent. So important. Scalability. Proper service delivery systems are essential for scaling an SMMA. Without them, it becomes challenging to manage increased workload or expand service offerings effectively. So basically, if you have systems that doesn't work, if there's something that is lacking, something that is not working 100% yet, don't scale it. Then nothing is going to matter. It's not going to matter if you sign more clients. It's not going to matter if you outsource things, because that is just going to make your problems so much worse. So before you scale, you have to have good systems and strategies and processes in place before you can actually scale it properly. Otherwise, you're just going to scale your problems. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's just head on to the last slide right here. So a little summary. We really don't want to be niche hopping, and we have to be very consistent with everything that we do in our agency. We have to let things take time to prove it to work, and also we have to test out different processes and strategies to actually make sure that the things we're doing works. And then we also have to position ourselves as an authority so that our clients are respecting us and they believe in us and they have the confidence that we're gonna do a good job. And lastly, also regarding the service delivery, we really have to work to get to a point where our service is so extremely strong that nearly all of our clients love everything that we do, which means that we can get more referrals and we can scale and everything. Everything just becomes so much better when we have a good service. Also, not to mention that when we are on sales calls, you're gonna believe more in your product, which are gonna make you able to sign more clients. So this is so important, guys. And something else that I really want to touch on with you is that if you are starting your own SMMA, or if you're currently running your own SMMA and you would like to get some help on it, I am actually offering coaching on this. So if you could be interested, just hit me up on Instagram. If not, no worries at all. If you are not using Go High Level yet in your agency, you really need to be using it. Otherwise, you're totally missing out. If you want to get a 14-day free trial, make sure to go down in the description and use my link to get a 14-day free trial to Go High Level. If you do it and you use my link, I'm going to get you a completely free coaching session with me where I can help you answer any of your questions regarding your SMMA. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe for even more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye bye.
Try not to hold me down, feel alive when I'm in this town.